The eye wall of Typhoon Shanshan is scraping the Amami Islands here on Tuesday evening in southwestern Japan. Winds already reported out here at 151 kilometers per hour in the Amami Islands, part of Okinawa Prefecture. That's Minami Daito saw a wind gust of 81 kilometers per hour. And the storm system is expected to intensify just a bit more as it moves off here towards the north and west, moving over the Amami Islands, all part of Kagoshima Prefecture, before coming on shore, likely around Kagoshima. Yeah, maybe even closer to Kumamoto as we head through the end of the week. So let's break down this storm system, talk about its forecast track, which, by the way, expected to get down to about 935 hectopascals, which could put it into one of the top 5 strongest storms if it does make landfall like that in Kyushu on record. Now, sometimes they do weaken just coming prior to moving onshore, but some pretty decent impacts with this storm system. So let's talk about that forecast here. Well, so just mentioned, yeah, we already been seeing those winds out here gusting up and over 150 kilometers per hour in the Amami Islands. So this does have that potential of at least wind gusts at typhoon strength. Already been seeing that. And that's what the main core of that eye wall, the right front quadrant, is still well offshore. As it moves off towards the north and west, though, it is expected to intensify, coming on shore by Friday, probably Friday evening, into Kumamoto Prefecture. It was supposed to be Friday morning. If you watched my update a couple days ago, that has slowed down. So Friday is just going to be bad for the whole southern coast of Kyushu. As it moves out here towards the north and east, though, expect our friends in places like Iwakuni over towards Hiroshima, Kobe, even eventually into Osaka, really just running up the inland sea. This is probably going to be one of the worst storms for the inland sea in some time, because you don't see a track quite like this very often. They usually come in from the southeast to get disrupted by mountains, but if it goes over central Kyushu and it holds together, there's some pretty big mountains in there too, it could run right up that inland sea and have some pretty decent winds kind of kicking on by, especially with a lot of funneling in there. So one of the top 5 strongest storms in South Japan possible. One of the main threats is going to be a lot of rain. I'm talking about the winds and that funneling, but a flood threat here too for our friends, especially in Kyushu. Boy, its totals there could add 300 to 500 millimeters. Expect delays on the Shinkansen, ferries, everything, as that storm system pulls on through. We got the next low that's going to kind of hook this right in here, but while that happens, I mean, it doesn't really hook it a lot. It slows right down. This is all the way in the Saturday and the Sunday, just bringing all sorts of rainfall. And even the GFS had a model run here where it almost looped over central Honshu. I don't think that's going to happen, but slow storm like this, a big rainmaker, a big flood threat, especially for Kagoshima Prefecture, Mie Prefecture, Kumamoto, yeah, a lot of Kyushu, but even here into the inland sea across southwestern areas of Honshu and Shikoku, looking at that big threat here too. And this is what I was talking about, that funneling. Watch the winds as they wrap around on the north side of the center of circulation, kind of kicks through the gaps in the mountains here, and that could squeeze. Think of like putting your thumb over a hose and the water comes out faster. It's kind of the situation between the mountains. I mean, I've sailed off the coast of Japan there, and those mountains, you can see where the waves kick up, where the funneling areas are as you traverse the coastline. And I'm sure any of my fellow sailors out there know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's kind of a worry as far as the winds are concerned out there. But the main issue is going to be that rain. Several days of rain adding up and definitely causing some major problems out here. So I'm going to keep you posted on this storm system as we look ahead over the upcoming days, of course. And number one thing is stay safe out there. If you want to support this channel, check out our Patreon. Link is down below. And also, if you want to maybe check out our sponsor, Frontrunner Financial Consultancy, big shout out to them for supporting this channel. You can they're American-based consultants specializing in overseas money, I suppose. I'm sure they're not going to be happy with that, me describing their business that way, but they do provide a pretty good service there. When I lived in Japan, I had a hard time trying to figure out my taxes and things like that. They're based in Manila, so if you want to have, if you're in the Philippines or Japan or anything like that, give them a shout. Frontrunner Financial Consultancy.com. All right, guys, that's what we got going on today. Number one thing, of course, is stay safe out there. And boy, it's going to be a long day for us friends out here in southwestern Japan.